everyone, welcome to this Get Ready With Me video using new makeup releases. I'm going to be testing 4 or 5 new makeup products that have recently been released. So I'm really excited, and this is the makeup look that we have. So let me just briefly tell you what we're going to be testing. So we're going to be testing the new Mercier translucent loose setting powder in a shade Light Catcher. We also are going to be playing around with the new Charlotte Tilbury stuff, and I have the new Nudegasm palette, the new the luxury palette of pearls, one of her newer lipsticks that have been recently released in a shade Runway Royalty, what I'm wearing right now, and a new concealer from Anastasia, which I have heard good things about, but if you want to see what I actually think about it after the application or during the application, then just keep on watching. So I've got my base on, and for my base I use the Glossier Future Dew drops and also the Giorgio Armani foundation in a shade number 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and do concealer. So we're gonna use, of course, this new Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer. I really want to talk about the size of this. That is absolutely humongous. 12 milliliters in there, and it's really big. Like, that's my hand, and look how big it is. Anyway, the shade I've got here is in number 4. So I'm hoping that's gonna look fine. I think that looks quite okay. So let us see how this guy blends and applies. I'm not gonna go crazy amount. They say less is more, don't they? So let's just do a little bit. Oh, it does cover really well. And I've heard so many good things about this concealer, so I am expecting good things from it. The coverage is definitely decent, and it looks illuminating. I'm not sure whether you can see, but look how glowy my under eye looks. It looks hydrated, but let's give it a minute, of course, to see how it settles, and then we can see whether it's really as good as people say. My under eyes do look quite nice. I do like how covered they are. As you could see, I do have quite a lot of darkness, like a lot of purple under my eyes. And yeah, it looks illuminating and hydrated. And they look illuminated and hydrated. Now quickly go ahead and set the under eyes, and I'm gonna use this Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes. The powder is okay. It's not like my favorite. It does the job okay, if I'm honest with you. And I'm still trying to find my best, like my favorite setting powder under eyes, and I have been trying to find one for some time, but I'm just kind of using up what I have and then buying a new one. So yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, they look good. They don't look dry. They don't look like they're about to crease. I mean, I will always have some creasing. This, unfortunately, I've got such a fine lines underneath my eyes. It's just the way my eyes are that I don't expect them to, I don't expect this concealer not to crease. I mean, if it doesn't, it's the first, but we'll see how it goes. So let's carry on with the rest of the makeup, and we'll assess this concealer once it had time to kind of settle a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to, what should I move on to now? Should we do my eyes or should we do the face? Actually, let's do face. So we are going to use this new Charlotte Tilbury, I always have a problem with pronouncing her name for some reason. CT Nudegasm Face palette. Let me just quickly swatch it first and see what we have. So we're gonna go with the top 2 shades first. I really do like that formula. I do have the very first palette. I'm not sure what that one was called, but I do have it and I do really like it. And then let's just do the bottom two. Okay, let us just carry on. So we've got Super Glow, Multi Glow, Super Sculpt and Soft Sculpt. So I'm going to start with the Soft Sculpt shade first. It doesn't look cakey at all. It blends really well and it does melt into my skin. So as I said to you before, I've owned one of these palettes and I really do like the formula of these. So I wasn't expecting anything worse of this palette. Did away really lovely. The color is really nice. And I am a little bit sculpted, so that's really good. I'm kind of tempted to try this dark one, but I don't want to go too deep, so I'm just going to stick to this one. I will go ahead and use these two shades now. So I use this as a blush and then we'll use this as a highlight. I'm trying to not to go very heavy-handed. We'll see what happens. So that's the blush one. Same thing, blends really well. There's a little bit of a glow coming onto my skin. Oh, it's just really pretty. If you're as pale as I am, I would suggest to go light-handed, because I'm picking up a lot color on my brush, even though I lightly dabbed it into the palette. And let us just do the highlight, which might be a little bit too dark. We'll see. Let's see. Oh no, it's perfect. But again, same thing, just go lightly handed. I thought it might be a little bit too like gold on my skin, but not at all. Doesn't highlight any texture at all. It just looks really nice and smooth. Well, actually, let's just go up here as well. Yeah, I'm very happy with this palette. I do not regret getting it. It is an expensive thing, but if you do like Charlotte Tilbury products, this will not disappoint you, I can guarantee you. And especially if you had one of their first palettes of this type, you will enjoy it. We do have that new, what is it called? The new translucent loose setting powder from Laura Mercier. Now you probably think, oh, you should have used this before you've applied the Charlotte Tilbury palette, but because it's a brightening powder, I think of it, and from what I've seen online, I think of it more as a highlighting powder rather than like setting powder. So I'm just going to pretty much use it just like around here, just a little bit. That is very smooth. Tiny particles, I'm not sure whether you could catch them. I don't think you can. Tiny little specks of, not glitter, maybe a little bit of shimmer, but they're so tiny that I really have to like close my, like have my hand really up close to check for them. So this really reminds me of Hourglass powder, one of those brightening powders, but yeah, the formula is really soft. So let me just go and lightly dust it on my face. Oh my god, this is shedding. Sorry. Okay, I don't think you can see, Probably not. But it gives me a very, very light. Doesn't seem to stick to like my texture. If you wanted to go heavy-handed, you could probably go ahead and use it as a highlighter, 100%. But this is really nice. If you were to use it as a setting powder all over your face and just wanted the additional glow, I think this powder is perfect. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. So it's kind of like a very gentle glow. I mean, of course, depends how heavy-handed you are going to be, but it looks good. Just, I want to show you one thing. This is how this looks in a packaging, and it is the lightest color. So if you're as pale as I am and you open anything, oh crap, this color is not gonna be, it's gonna be too dark. As you can see, it's not, and this is the color that I have on the hand. So don't get scared. I just wanna show you and update you a little bit on the concealer front. It unfortunately has creased, not badly. There is some creasing here and there, but as I told you before, I just wasn't expecting it not to. Yeah, it has unfortunately creased. I could go ahead and try it with a different powder, I guess. See whether it's gonna perform a little bit differently. It doesn't look horrible or anything. It's a nice concealer, and it still makes my eyes look like luminous in a way, and it has a really good coverage. So that's what I mainly look at. If I probably was to go with more of it under my eyes, that would be a very creasy mess. We are now moving on to the final bit, well, not final, but kind of final, of this video, and it is the eyes. And here I have the new Charlotte Tilbury Celestial Pearl, the new luxury palette in Celestial Pearl. That's how it looks like. Let me just swatch this. We're going for the top two shades first. Whoa, that is pigmented. Whoa, that one here, this shade here, that is really pretty. Okay, and then bottom two. Whoa, okay, very smooth and very, very pigmented. For my outer corner, I'm going to go ahead with this shade here first. When I was applying the eyeshadows on this eye, they blended really, really well. The pigmentation is there as well. I'm really liking it how it turned out. There was a little bit of fallout, but not something crazy. But yeah, they blended really well. So it's just kind of, again, a question whether you whether you do like Charlotte Tilbury palettes, or whether, you know, if you collect them, whether you like a formula, because if you like a formula, then you've got nothing to worry about. Okay, for the rest of my lid, I'm gonna go ahead and use this shade here, which is that one. You can hopefully see it. So like the pinky shade. And I'm going to pack it on. We'll go ahead and use this shade here, this one here. Look at the shift, the pink shift in there. Such a gorgeous shade. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a little bit of fallout. So keep that in mind. Okay, I'm just going to put my mascara on, and we are going to move to lips. And that's it. We are finished off the look. We are going to use also a new product from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's the Runway Royalty. I don't think I showed you this one. No, I'm sure I did not show you this one in my swatches. In one of my previous videos of her new lipsticks. I just didn't purchase it at the time. But yeah, so we are going to use that one, and the lip liner I'm using is the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in a shade Pinky Brown. So that's the Runway Royalty, and if I'm honest with you, I haven't really swatched anything yet to see whether there's any dupes in her other lipsticks, but it is such a pretty color though. I really do like it. So let's just quickly put that on. I kind of feel like this shade was just made for me. So pretty. Okay, and we are done. I think it turned out quite nice, the look. I'm not gonna lie, I think that my two favorite things out of this video is the palette and this powder from Laura Mercier. I feel like my skin looks so good, looks so glowy but not greasy. Just look at the glow. It's really, really pretty. The concealer, I think it's okay. You know, it creases, it seems to be creasing actually a little bit more than it did in before. It's, yeah, it's creasing quite badly actually, and I haven't put that much of the product. So I will of course try it with another powder. It could be that the powder didn't set it as well, so I will give it a go with another powder. And yeah, the eye palette, as I said, it is nice palette. I do like the colors. It is pretty, but as I said, it's not a must. Okay, yeah, so that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. So take care, guys.